Hallo Leute, was geht ab? Heute reagiere ich auf ein Horrorvideo, irgendwas mit 6 Terrifying Abandoned Buildings, also verlassene Gebäude. Und ja, wie ihr seht, habe ich einen neuen Kanal, Coolfish Prime. Das ist so ein neuer Kanal, wo ich so Videos mache, Reaktionsvideos mit meiner Stimme und so. Ja, egal. Starten wir mal. Also, let's go.
In June 2022, a YouTuber who runs a channel called Urbex Hill uploaded footage of himself exploring the abandoned Westinghouse electric factory in Cleveland, Ohio during the night. For the first several minutes, the video shows pretty much exactly what you'd expect from this kind of urban exploration content. Just a guy moving carefully through dark, gutted rooms with nothing but his flashlight and camera to navigate the dangerous terrain. This massive
Ich denke, er ist
industrial
alleine.
site originally consisted of 7 buildings and operated as a lighting equipment plant until it shut down in 1979, leaving behind a sprawling complex of collapsed stairwells, flooded basements, and structural damage that's only worsened over 4 decades. But early in the video, you can hear gunfire echoing somewhere off in the distance, which immediately tells you that he's in a rough part of Cleveland where dangerous activity happens regularly. The explorer even points out that parts of this very building were used as a filming location for one of the Avengers movies, specifically the scene where Black Widow is tied to a chair. But now those same rooms are covered in graffiti and debris, a stark contrast to their brief moment of Hollywood fame.
Yeah, somebody shooting.
Das Ding ist, ich würde nie so in einen Lost Place alleine gehen. Noch nicht so. Wer weiß, wie viel Uhr es das war. Das Ding so, vielleicht 12 Uhr war das. Ich würde sicher nicht alleine gehen.
That's Cleveland, man. Wow. That's crazy. It's not even that far away from here. Oh shit, that sounds like a shootout.
After several minutes of navigating through the upper floors and showing off the massive scale of the factory ruins, he makes his way down to the basement level where the atmosphere becomes significantly more oppressive and dark. The walls are dripping with water. The air feels heavy and damp, and he admits feeling paranoid about potentially running into stray animals like dogs, raccoons, or bats that might be living in these underground spaces. Then, something happens that completely changes everything. While moving through a particularly dark hallway in the basement,
Da haben auch sicher Obdachlose oder so gelebt. Weil echt so, man sieht so Müll und so. Wahrscheinlich, vielleicht ist das ein Obdachloser, der so schießt. Wer weiß? Wer weiß?
he suddenly spots a man lying on the ground in complete darkness.
Genau, das habe ich gesagt. Ich denke, ich habe sogar das Video einmal gesehen. Ja.
Apparently asleep in the pitch black ruins.
Wenn ich das schon sehen würde, ich würde einfach mich umdrehen und sofort weggehen einfach. Warum sollte ich ihn noch filmen mit Licht?
Oh, you scared the fuck out of me. Yo, you need some help, bro? Yo. Fuck that. He don't respond, and I'm gonna leave him alone. Get the fuck out of his way. Damn, bro, that's crazy.
Calls out, "Yo, you need some help, bro." But there's absolutely no response, no movement, and no acknowledgement from the motionless figure. The realization hits him hard. This is someone actually living down here in these horrible conditions, sleeping in total darkness surrounded by decay. You can hear the panic in his breathing as he mutters, "Fikes this," and immediately backs away from the area, his fear mixed with genuine sadness about what he's just discovered.
What the hell? Bro, that is crazy as hell.
Ich will einfach von einem Gebäude rausgehen. Warum sucht er weiter in das Gebäude? Hä? Wahrscheinlich wegen Aufrufe und so auf YouTube.
Like how? You know what? I'm gonna help that dude out. I'm gonna leave him some money. I'm gonna get this dude a $20 bill. Yo, got some money for you. Shit, he's not there. And he's not responding. Damn it. I bet you he's in that room right there.
The complete lack of any response combined with the surreal sight of someone sleeping in such conditions flips the explorer into a state of heightened awareness and caution. Despite his fear, he decides to leave $20 near the man as a way to help without disturbing him, so he carefully makes his way back to that same spot. But when he returns just minutes later, the man has completely vanished. There's no sign of him anywhere, and his camera never picks up any movement or sound that would explain where he went. The fear driving him now isn't about seeing something scary, it's the realization that this person is now awake and
Wie das doch alles zugewachsen ist. Also die Natur nimmt sich alles, ja.
potentially moving silently through the darkness, possibly watching or following without making a sound. As he continues deeper into the basement, things only get worse.
There's a lot of bats down here too. Damn. Here too. Damn. Oh shit. Y'all look.
Bruder. Ganz ehrlich, Bruder. Da gar nichts, Bruder.
Damn, there's a bunch of what? Alright, I'm gonna leave him alone.
He discovers scattered 9mm bullet casings on the floor, confirming people come down here to shoot guns. He begins hearing voices, multiple voices talking somewhere deeper in the tunnels, which makes him realize this isn't just one homeless person, but potentially several people living in different areas of the factory's underground.
Und da ist auch wahrscheinlich eine ganze Bande drin, Bruder. Eine ganze Obdachlosenbande.
Oh shit, do you hear that?
Despite his better judgment telling him to leave, the explorer pushes forward and eventually stumbles directly upon a group of homeless individuals in the darkness.
Listen. Oh shit, that's people talking. I think it's people talking.
One of them mutters something back at him, though he can't make out the actual words, and he notices one man holding an object in his hand that he can't clearly identify in the low light. Then, something even more surreal happens. He hears a cell phone vibrating and sees the glow of a phone screen, meaning at least one of these people living in the filthy ruins somehow has power or service. Whether it was the tension of being surrounded by multiple unknown people in such a dangerous environment, the acoustic strangeness of voices echoing through flooded tunnels, or simply the survival instinct kicking in, it rattled this experienced urban explorer enough to finally abandon his exploration and clear out of the basement as fast as possible. He wraps up by admitting the whole night left him deeply unnerved, that being around multiple people in those conditions was worse than any ghost story or paranormal experience he's encountered, and the combination of sadness and fear made this one of the most disturbing explorations he's ever documented on his channel. On August 18th, 2019, an urban explorer named Jonah uploaded footage of his
Den kenne ich auch. Keine Ahnung, von irgendwo.
visit to an abandoned mansion in the Devil's Elbow, Canada, that had a dark reputation in the local community. The house had belonged to a former occult priestess
Bruder, das Haus sieht nicht verlassen aus, aber okay.
who allegedly performed rituals and ceremonies there, and locals avoided the property entirely. Previous buyers had attempted renovations, but abandoned
Ja, okay, okay. Wahrscheinlich wurde es renoviert. Danach hat es halt keiner mehr benutzt. Einfach verlassen.
their work because of reported paranormal activity. Jonah decided to explore the mansion alone despite its disturbing history.
Guys, I can't even begin to tell you how sketched out I am. Hello?
Inside, the mansion presented a strange and unsettling contrast. While much of the structure showed typical signs of abandonment, with unstable floors and peeling walls, there were also brand new appliances like a refrigerator and washer, along with patches of fresh paint. This mix of decay and recent renovation was disturbing because it suggested someone had been there
Das ist doch alles teuer.
not long
Ich denke, das ist Marmor, Granit, keine Ahnung, was das ist. Das sind diese teure Platten.
ago, which made no sense for a supposedly abandoned building that everyone avoided. As Jonah moved deeper into the house, house, he started hearing noises coming from upstairs that sounded like footsteps or possibly a man's voice speaking faintly.
Is there somebody here? I'm not here to bother or rob anything. I was just here exploring. I thought it was a band.
Bruder. Stell dir vor, du bist in einem verlassenen Haus, du hörst, jemand schreit, geh verpiss dich. Ich sagte doch, dieses Haus ist nicht verlassen, also.
Nobody's following me. I don't see anybody. That was freaking. Let's walk to the bush. That's freaking.
The uncertainty became too much for Jonah, and he made the decision to leave immediately, running through the property and into the woods toward his car. Once he reached safety, he filmed himself breathless and visibly shaken, admitting his heart was racing, and he genuinely didn't know if he'd just been stalked by someone inside that house. The experience rattled him deeply, because he couldn't determine whether what he experienced was paranormal or human. But either way, it proved how dangerous it is to explore abandoned locations alone, especially ones with dark histories and rumors that keep everyone else away. There's a YouTuber who runs a channel called Baker X Derek, where he documents his motorcycle rides and spontaneous adventures. But in October 2019, he uploaded a video of an abandoned house exploration that would end up being far more terrifying than anything he'd experienced before. The video starts with him riding home when he spots something
Boah, was für eine schöne Aussicht. Noch mit Motorrad fahren. Boah.
that immediately catches his attention. A lonely, decaying house sitting all alone on top of a steep hill, completely isolated and surrounded by nothing but barren land in every direction. Right from the start, you can hear him debating with himself about whether he should actually make the climb, even joking nervously about the risks of running into squatters or getting himself into a dangerous situation. But despite his hesitation, curiosity gets the better of him, and he decides to investigate this abandoned structure. When he finally reaches the top after the steep ascent, he discovers there are actually two structures up there. One house that's been completely burnt down to its foundation, and another intact but heavily decaying home that's been abandoned for years, standing alone against the sky like something straight out of a horror movie.
Dude, I want to explore that abandoned house so bad. I'd love to go and check it out, but it'd probably be a really bad idea to do that. Holy shit. Oh my god, this is cool.
The explorer enters the intact house and is immediately struck by how massive and unnatural the interior feels, especially an oversized bedroom that just doesn't look right in its proportions. For the first several minutes of the exploration, everything seems unsettling but manageable. Just a guy moving carefully through dark, decaying rooms with his camera, capturing the eerie atmosphere. As he ventures deeper into the structure, the floors feel dangerously unstable beneath his feet. Multiple rooms remain pitch dark, even though it's daytime outside, and every shadow in every
Aber sieht eigentlich nicht so gruselig aus. Zum Vergleich zu den anderen. Das ist jetzt nicht so gruselig. Aber wer weiß, was passiert. Schauen wir weiter.
corner makes him expect something to jump out at him. The nervousness in his voice is obvious as he navigates through the bedrooms, repeatedly commenting that this place feels like the perfect setting for a horror film. Then, something truly bizarre happens. While moving through one of the rooms, he starts muttering a strange sequence of words under his breath. Sheep, goat, horse, dog, pig, snake, and then suddenly stops
Ja, okay, der Killer verändert jetzt alles.
mid-sentence. His entire demeanor changes in that instant, going completely silent, as if he's just heard movement or detected that someone else is inside the house with him.
Dude, this is how horror movies start.
Warte. Bruder. Nein, Bruder. Sind nicht diese eine Masken, diese weiße Masken, diese. Es gab doch einmal so ein Video, wo er dieser eine Mann so eine Suppe isst und so. Sieht eigentlich komplett, das sieht eigentlich gleich aus. Okay, man weiß ja nicht. Ist nur weiß. Egal. Schau mal weiter.
Oh my god, it's so dark in these rooms. Dude, these bedrooms had fucking walkout. Oh my god, the floor feels like it's gonna fucking collapse. Hello? Hello? Sleep, goat, horse, dog, pig, snake. Fuck a sheep, goat, horse, dog, pig, snake, bird, hermaphrodite. Dude, I think I hear somebody. I think I hear something.
Bro, minus ahora, minus.
I'm fucking out. I'm fucking out.
Whatever the explorer heard or sensed in that moment sends him straight into flight mode. You can hear the panic in his breathing as a sudden noise, one that the camera doesn't clearly capture, triggers an immediate terror response, and he just starts running toward the exit as fast as he can navigate through the unstable structure. The fear driving him isn't about seeing something scary. It's the conviction that he's not alone in this isolated house, combined with the oppressive atmosphere that makes him realize he needs to get out immediately. In his frantic rush to escape, he actually falls hard in the hallway, but the terror is so intense that he barely acknowledges the fall and just scrambles back to his feet, continuing to run until he's safely outside in the daylight. Once he's out and trying to catch his breath, you can hear him swearing he'll never go back inside that place again, admitting the house was creepy as
I'm
hell,
fucking out.
and that if it was this terrifying in broad daylight, exploring it at night would be absolutely unbearable. In January 2024, T.P. Urbex and his exploration partner ventured into a massive abandoned high school that had been left completely
Was ist für Schule?
untouched for years. For the first several minutes, everything looked like typical
Ja, typisch Amerika.
urban exploration. The dusty hallways, the forgotten equipment, the eerie silence of a place frozen in time. They found closets packed with shoulder pads and sports gear still hanging on racks, 2 swimming pools with one still holding murky, stagnant water, and a main gymnasium remarkably intact with basketball hoops and a scoreboard. The scale was impressive. Multiple buildings, athletic facilities, and enough classrooms to have once served hundreds of students. As they moved deeper, they discovered a huge auditorium filled with rows of neat red seats, the kind of theater where graduations and school plays once happened. But while filming in that auditorium, a mysterious man suddenly appeared out of nowhere and immediately became aggressive. The panic in their voices was instant as this stranger confronted them, demanding to know what they were doing there. Within seconds, they had no choice but to run. The man actually chased them through the hallways and out of the building, following them down the road outside. What should
Vielleicht war das so einer, der auf solche Häuser Restes aufpasst oder so. Keine Ahnung.
have been a peaceful documentation
War jetzt nicht so gruselig.
turned into a terrifying escape.
Throwing some stuff from the balcony area. Oh,
Halt vielleicht so ein Security, der auf diese Klassenhäuser aufpasst. Keine Ahnung.
Hey, what's up, man? You want us to get out of here?
hey, we'll leave, bro. We'll leave, all right?
Go.
Just get out of any door. This door right here. You sure?
Let's go. Yo, let's go, let's go, let's go. What the Yo, he pulled up on me, bro.
Someone was territorial enough over this abandoned space to chase them out violently, raising serious questions about who else uses the building and what they don't want documented. In this case, they walked away safely, but the aggressive chase served as a chilling warning about the very real human threats that can lurk in forgotten buildings. On July 26th, 2023, a paranormal investigation channel called Proving Demon uploaded footage of what started as a routine ghost hunt at a highly talked about abandoned building, known for reports of shadow figures and poltergeist activity. The host had brought along 2 less experienced friends named Alex and Armin to investigate the location, which also had a reputation for heavy security presence. Before entering, he gave them clear instructions about staying together and not panicking,
Sieht nicht sicher aus.
explaining that the building was like a maze inside, and the real dangers were getting caught or injured on debris rather than anything supernatural.
Last night, we could have lost our lives. It was absolutely horrible.
But you guys
guys, if you could just do your best not to get us caught before we get there. All right, because that's all active right there. Here's the hoping that that security camera. Yeah, you can turn your torches on now if you'd like.
They waited until sunset to slip past the perimeter fencing and security cameras, entering the wrecked multi-floor complex without using flashlights to avoid detection. The building was in terrible condition, with broken glass covering the floors and long corridors stretching in every direction. The host set up his spirit box device that supposedly allows communication with spirits.
Yeah. Yeah, the camera's picking up on movement down there. My eyes, not so much. Essentially, spirits can use this to speak out the words that they want to say. Can you use the device in Oming's hand to try and speak to us? Oh, yeah, that's the device. What's it saying?
Lock.
What game do you want to play with us?
Das Ding ist, diese Geräte. Manche sagen, es ist echt, manche sagen, es ist fake. Also ich denke, manche, vielleicht sind sie real, manche können auch so fake sein. Halt. Ich glaube jetzt nicht daran. Das, ja.
I heard laughing.
Somebody's here.
Okay, let's go downstairs.
That's the stairs. All right, somebody's here.
Everything shifted from paranormal investigation to genuine danger when they started noticing flashlights outside that didn't belong to their group, followed by sounds that were clearly human rather than supernatural.
Ja, vielleicht sind das auch andere Leute, die auch das Gebäude, das erkundigen möchten. Ja, kann auch sein.
They heard footsteps approaching, metal clanging, and voices getting closer, making it obvious that other people were inside the building with them. The team tried to gather their equipment and head for their planned exit, but either the route was blocked or they became disoriented in the maze-like structure. What followed was a chaotic retreat through multiple rooms and dead ends, with increasingly frantic camera work as they tried to find a way out.
Ja, okay, das sind keine Leute, die das erkundigen möchten. Das sind nicht andere Leute.
Find an exit. Just go. Find an exit. Guys.
You made it, man. Okay, okay. Die haben also die Polizei angerufen.
Proud of horrible children. We're professional adults who do this as a career.
Just go. Fucking hell. Aspinall of London.
The escape became a full panic situation as they navigated through dark corridors and near total darkness, getting cut up on debris and brush as they finally made it outside and into the surrounding woods. Once they reached safety, the team filmed a brief aftermath segment where they were
Es ist eigentlich nicht illegal in Dings, in der USA oder so, dass man so verlassene Häuser erkundigt und danach noch die Polizei anruft. Theoretisch könnte die Polizei die auch anzeigen, weil die halt in anderen Gebäude reingegangen sind, also Privatgrundstück.
visibly
Aber ja, das ist Amerika, keine Ahnung.
shaken out of breath and sporting cuts from their escape. The host emphasized that in his 7 years of doing urban exploration and paranormal investigations, nothing like this had ever happened, and it proved his long-standing warning that humans are always more dangerous than any ghost. He urged other explorers to take extreme caution because what they experienced was the worst-case scenario that every urban explorer fears. In December 2016, Michael and Brian from the Proper People Extras arrived at a creepy, overgrown path leading to an abandoned asylum in the middle of the night. For the first few moments, the atmosphere was already unsettling. The road was barely a path, with collapsed structures, graffiti covering walls, and a darkness that seemed to swallow their flashlight beams. They could see towers, smokestacks, and
War das so eine Villa oder so, denke ich.
ruined buildings looming in the distance as they drove closer. They parked in a cul-de-sac with their car doors wide open, ready for a quick escape if needed, and began their night exploration of what would turn out to be one of their most unnerving locations.
Holy shit, look at the graffiti. We're gonna fucking get jumped in here. Car.
The asylum interior was completely destroyed. Debris everywhere. Broken glass crunching underfoot, missing walls exposing rooms to the elements, and floors so unstable they could collapse at any moment. They carefully navigated through the basement, dark hallways, and random rooms, nervously joking about hobo shitter toilets and mysterious fridges they encountered. The wind howled outside, creating rustling sounds that could easily be mistaken for footsteps. Every dark room added another layer of tension.
Also, Bruder, ich will nicht auf diese Treppen steigen. Guck mal, wie diese Ding so rostig ist. Das stürzt gleich ein hier. Was ist das?
And the constant fear of structural collapse kept them hyper-aware of every creak and groan the building made around them.
Look at this staircase out here. Oh shit. What? There's somebody there. No way. Yes, see their light? They're out there. I swear on my life. Right there. Should I say hello? There's somebody out there.
Man sieht einfach gar nichts. Das ist crazy.
Let's go back to the car. This way, if it's somebody wanting to talk to us.
While exploring deeper into the asylum, they suddenly spotted a light outside. Another person was in the area. Panic immediately.
Ach so. Das jetzt sehe ich jetzt. Das ist keine Weite. Das da. Dieses hier. Keine Ahnung.
Person was in the area. Panic immediately set in because they had no idea who it was or what their intentions might be.
Why is there a person here? Like, what the fuck? We can't keep exploring this place if there's like some random person out there that we don't know what they're doing.
Deciding it was too risky to continue, Michael and Brian quickly retreated to their car and left the asylum behind. The encounter left them visibly shaken, and they acknowledged the very real danger and unpredictability of exploring abandoned buildings at night, especially when you're not alone. What should have been a complete documentation of the asylum ended abruptly, but their decision to leave may have prevented a far more dangerous confrontation. Their experience served as a stark reminder that these forgotten places
Ist jetzt auch nichts Besonderes, aber ja, okay.
Can hide more than just structural hazards and eerie atmospheres. Sometimes the greatest threat comes from the unpredictable people who inhabit the shadows of abandoned buildings.
Ach so, schon fertig. Ja, okay. Also das Video war eigentlich okay, so. Halt die restlichen so. Das erste war schon krass. Das zweite war auch krass. Die restlichen waren jetzt nicht so besonders. Aber ja, ich hoffe euch hat das Video gefallen. Lasst ein Abo und ein Like da. Und schaut auch auf meinen alten Kanal, wenn ihr möchtet. Werde ich manchmal auch Videos hochladen. So vielleicht. Keine Ahnung, so Videos. Aber dort rede ich nicht halt. Das ist halt der neue Kanal, wo ich so rede und so. Okay, das war's mit dem Video. Bye bye, Leute.